wait a second. If you're there, and I'm here, and it's Wednesday, not Monday, then who the hell is that?
I am me.
Who the hell are we? This is Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, my dude.
But you know what we are? We're Gabagalooza back here with another episode. Episode number, it says 15. I forgot to change it to 16. It is episode 16. I literally just remembered that when I was getting everything ready. How y'all doing? Yes, it's not Monday. I am sorry for the delay this week. We don't have to do it every Monday.
No.
But it's nice to do it every Monday.
Yeah.
And if we have to do it on another day,
we just do it.
we just do it.
Let's do it.
I'm Murph Dog.
I'm Mr. Non-Clutch, and who are you?
Slow-mo 21. What's up, everybody?
You may have seen him in our chat as Slowmo21.
Or you might have heard him in our Discord call in one of our very first shows.
Mm-hmm. Literally our first guest.
Yes.
That is I. How are you, everybody?
Our second physical guest.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Tony's been on the couch. Now we get the slow-mo on the couch.
That's right.
And hopefully...
Quite comfy. We may
Yeah.
stay here.
Well, hopefully many more to come.
Yes, indeed. Well, how y'all been doing, huh?
You know, another day.
Oh, y'all
Can't
been
complain.
Oh,
Can't
y'all
complain.
doing good.
Chatland is pretty
I hope
good,
you all
huh?
survived last week with the whole Northeast debacle
Oh
with the
my
whole
God,
smoke.
yeah.
My God.
Hope everyone in
It was
Canada's
brutal.
alright, but I hope everybody in New York and the entire
The city
North-
area and really the
Alright.
Northeast
The city
Canada.
got
I hope
hit
y'all are doing
bad.
alright up there. I know like Toronto was like inhabitable
yeah,
like
Yeah, it's been bad.
for like a day or two.
It's been real bad.
it's definitely crazy. Forest fires, wildfires, are nuts.
Affecting and like, you know, as we usually talk about on the show, affecting sports as well.
Yes.
I mean, we've had Yankees game get canceled. A bunch of minor league
Yeah.
games get canceled. Mets games get canceled.
So
I mean, it was
Little
crazy.
Little leagues everywhere.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Kids.
So it was
A
literally
whole
like,
bunch of leagues outside, you know, just they couldn't play.
Kids
They
couldn't
play.
go out on recess.
Nope.
I mean, it was quite literally like very toxic outside. Even like, and we're in New York.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and it's in Canada where everything's going on, and it's all the way down here. And we're not that far up in New
No,
York.
I mean, we're
but
like 8.5 hours
Mhm.
from the border.
Yeah.
So
So it's very interesting indeed. But hey, why the long wait? Let's get into some sports.
Into the madness that is sports entertainment.
Well, two of the major sports that were going on are now done.
Completed.
Dunzo.
And we'll start in the NBA as the Denver Nuggets have won the NBA championship.
Yes. Go Nuggies.
Yes, honestly, and it was a really good series by both teams, but...
I got myself a
it
20
was
piece today. As in celebration.
Do you like me some Nuggies?
Nuggets, man. I had some Nuggets
I
last
wanted the
night,
Nuggies.
you know?
I like the
Fan.
Nuggies. Once the Knicks were out, I was like, go Nugs.
Yeah, honestly. And hey, I'm honestly, really happy for Jokic because, I mean, he is your Finals MVP.
Stud.
But, after winning back-to-back MVPs and honestly probably should have won it again this year.
I agree.
He deserves to win a title. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm happy that he got that. It would have been nice to see Jimmy Butler get a title as well.
But
But
Jimmy wasn't
I
playoff
think
Jimmy.
I agree. I don't think that Jimmy Butler played like playoff Jimmy
Yeah.
in the finals.
Mhm.
When they were going up against Boston in that 7-game series, you're damn right that, he was playoff Jimmy. But he really wasn't playoff Jimmy.
Mm.
Really didn't do everything he could. Now, given he scored 20-plus, I believe, in 3 games out of the 5, as Denver ended up winning in 5. But I just, I don't know if Jimmy Butler will be able to come back from that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's tough. And he wanted to be the guy.
Yeah.
And the way he made it seem, like, persona-wise, after the Boston series was, no, I don't want this trophy. I want the next one. So we expect, all right, we'll go put up 35. Go get me some double-doubles. Be the guy. I want the ball. Get the ball. Drive to the lane.
Yeah.
It didn't seem, and especially in, the clinching game on Monday, it was it was a terrible shot selection for
Oh.
a very long time.
Oh, you heard me in the first half. I was like, "What
know.
is this game?" It's just sometimes the NBA, for me particularly. I mean, I'm not the biggest NBA fan, but it's just not good. Like let's dribble down, huck a three with 20 seconds left on the clock. It's like, no, why don't you facilitate? Pass to this guy, pass to that guy. Oh, look, open shot. Yeah, then maybe take the three or drive the lane. You got guys like Jimmy Butler who can drive it to the hole and score 98% of the time with his ball handling and his finishing skills, but then they decide to just go downfield and hook up a three because, well, three is more than two.
Yeah.
But sometimes that's not what's going to win games.
100% agreed. But hey, congratulations to the Denver Nuggets. You know, congratulations to Nikola Jokic because
The Joker.
The Joker will have to endure
One more day.
terrible parade.
He has to wait one more day, and then he can head home.
In order to go home. It's the worst thing in the world.
What? You mean when's parade?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Oh, no.
No,
I
I
want to
got,
go
I got,
home.
I got to go home.
Hey, listen, I don't blame him. He's not from here. He wants to go home.
He wants to go see his horses.
It's off season now. He's just time to relax.
Yeah, absolutely. But hey, you got any predictions for next year? It's way too early, but I mean,
Murphy, want to go first? By all means.
Oh man, I mean, where to begin? I mean, I would hope the Knicks will get a little better. Obviously, making the playoffs this year, making it into the second round, which was fantastic. First time doing that since like 2013.
I believe so.
Since Carmelo, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Since Carmelo and Stoudemire.
Yeah.
So like
punched
it was very. Oh my god, yeah. But like, it was refreshing to see that the Knicks were able to win a first playoff round, and then obviously losing to a team that ultimately ended up going to the finals. So it's they were hot. They were the Heat.
Yeah.
So I mean, listen, if they could get a couple pieces, they could.
I definitely could see that happening.
They could run the league.
I think I think the Knicks get past the second round. I think a name to look out for the Knicks, Chris Paul.
I could see that being a possibility. I see them going after Seth Curry.
Yeah,
Steph's
right.
brother,
Yeah.
because they need some 3-point shooters, and they don't really have any.
Maybe both.
And
Chris Paul could be the guy
they
that could
go after
really get
it,
RJ going.
Both, but I honestly think that Phoenix is kind of just gonna say
It's our turn. You think they finally get over that
Yeah,
hump?
right. Yeah, Phoenix.
I think that Phoenix is going to participate from the West. I think that they're probably going to end up going up against either the Lakers or the Nuggets. I think that both of those teams end up making it far into the playoffs again. But I think that Phoenix is able to push past.
With a healthy Durant all year.
Yeah, and a healthy Devin Booker, and if you get Chris Paul back, that's great.
Yeah.
But I also in the East, I don't really
It's kind of lackluster.
I don't know if the Bucks or, I mean, quite frankly, I don't even know if the Heat will be back this deep next year.
It's true.
I don't think Boston will either. So, give me Phoenix and Knicks next year.
That'd be nice. Mm-hmm. What do you think on the basketball topic with LeBron? Think he's gonna stay kind of first roundish?
He's gonna stay. I think he'll get past into the second round, but I think that if they end up going against Phoenix, I think Phoenix slaps him in the mouth.
Yeah.
So.
It all depends on those referees,
Hey, absolutely.
King will
You're not
flop
wrong.
in my eyes.
But hey, what's your opinions next season?
4.
Predictions?
I like the Knicks. I do.
like the
I think
Knicks?
the Knicks in the East for sure, and then for the West, I could see the Suns with a healthy Durant would be pretty cool.
I also kind of think that the
I
Dallas Mavericks are a dark horse.
Yeah.
I really love Luka. I love Luka Doncic. I
You know,
think
yeah.
he's really good.
Is Kristaps still on that team?
I believe he's a free agent now.
Yeah.
After the
Maybe a
season.
little rekindling with the Knicks. I think he's
I
he's
like
a quarter of
Mitchell
the player
Robinson
he used
better.
to be.
Yeah.
Honestly, I like
Mitchell
Robinson better. Kristaps was.
I
good
love
for a
Robinson.
bit.
Kristaps, Porzingis.
Yeah. Yeah, but hey,
Porzingis.
let's go on to the other series that finito. The fight for Lord Stanley is over.
The fight for the Stanley Cup
the trouncing.
has been claimed. for the first time by the Vegas Golden Knights.
They have slain
Golden
the
Knights
Panthers.
They have slain the
raised
felines.
up that Stanley Cup trophy. They've brought it down the strip into some clubs already. Putting babies
Jack
inside
Eichel
of it.
finally has a cup.
But hey, congratulations. I mean, that
Well deserved.
Hey, honestly, well desered. And you know,
I've always liked Vegas,
was-
man.
I like them since their inaugural year. The logo, just the design, it's really awesome.
And the presentation.
What do you think made them the team to beat?
So, like we said, before the beginning of the show, the fact that they were able to have a fantastic inaugural, I forget what the draft is called. It's like the, what's the draft name called? I forget. Expansion draft.
Yeah.
They had such a successful one that they made it to the finals in their first season.
Yeah.
And, stood up against the Capitals, ultimately losing in 5. But, hey, and not having a losing season since then.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of built up to the point to where they are now, and they deserve to win a cup because they were able to piece more, getting Stone and getting Eichel and Kessel. I thought that those were just fantastic moves that they made.
Phil Kessel.
Kessel gets another
Gets
Stanley
another
Cup.
ring.
He gets
He's got
another
3.
one.
He's got 3.
He's got
now.
3. He won 2 with Pittsburgh and now 1 with Vegas. And Aiden Hill was just phenomenal in the goaltending. I mean, and even, do you know that Carey Price was on that team? He was the backup goalie. Yeah,
Oh, shit.
he was the backup goalie.
Wow.
He finally won a cup.
Wow. Honestly.
He
wow.
finally won a cup. So, all around, they just had such a phenomenal team. Carey Price was on that team.
Okay, alright, so then what made Florida just not
And also
that
Marcus Hill.
successful?
So with Florida, and we also talked about this at the beginning of the show, was the fact that they had so many games prior to this that they had to play. Lots of, obviously the game 7 against 7 games against the Bruins was rough. They were able to, wipe the floor with the Hurricanes.
Yes.
Surprisingly.
They were able to get
In the
they were able
finals.
to get 5.
And they got 5 against Toronto, so that was nice. But I still feel like ultimately that tired them out, and also the fact that they had to travel to Vegas every single time, and Vegas I feel like that was a big factor because Vegas is pretty far away from everybody. So no matter where they went, it was just they're just used to it. They're not used to the drag, where I think Florida probably felt that. They probably felt the jet lag a little bit. So, and especially playing in Vegas, they couldn't play in Vegas. They couldn't.
Just a low-seeded team coming around the table.
In general, who could play in Vegas anyway with that atmosphere that they have? It is one of the best atmospheres in sports.
Completely true.
And it's just phenomenal. So, for the Panthers, it's just, the fact that they had played so many games, the inexperience that they had, at least with Vegas, they had some experience with success, not necessarily Stanley Cup winners. They had a couple, but ultimately, it kind of leads to that, and also they were the underdog going into this, literally the lowest seed in the entire playoffs for this year.
Yeah.
So it's rough, and then playing against a team like Vegas, they were just steamrolling all season long.
That's true.
Even though they were still pretty close with Los Angeles and Edmonton in the standings for that Pacific Division, which was really tough.
Yeah.
They still showed that we can get a couple of pieces and we can absolutely just go balls in. You know what I mean? So that's all I can say for the Panthers. It's just the inexperience and possible jet lag, and just playing in the Vegas environment.
Well, hey, so I got some questions for you guys again. Predictions for next year.
I'd love to see my Rangers really get over that hump, but you know what? Coaching change is going to be tough. So there's.
I will say though they have hired a very good head coach.
Yeah.
They have hired a very good one, so I don't see that being an issue for them because they have a good head coach. I will say though, they still need to. I feel like they need to kind of clean up the bottom line a little bit.
Yeah.
Because we have the top line with Zibanejad and Panera Bread and Kane, but kind of after that it gets a little withered out. So for me, at least, I think like really focus on like the third and fourth line this offseason.
With the young guys and maybe rebuilding the draft.
Yeah. And they're gonna get some of their guys, from the minor leagues up now.
Yeah.
Like early or at least closer. Remember
And-
that like that Ottoman guy that was down there
Yeah.
scoring goals like crazy for the junior league that he was playing in. Even like because like even though you get drafted, you can still play in the junior. Like you still have more eligibility to play, even though you're on a team. He could be coming up pretty soon, and it'd be really cool to see him in the league. And on the other side, as for the Islanders, I mean, it's just they need to find a goal scorer because they don't have a goal scorer. Brock Nelson was their goal scorer this year. He cannot be the goal scorer for the team. I mean, I love Brock Nelson. Don't get me wrong; he had a great season, All-Star year. He had 25 plus goals. Just not him. And also, I think Barzy needs to shoot the puck a little more, Matt Barzal, because he's a playmaker. He maneuvers the puck around. He knows how to dipsy doodle through everything and give good passes. But I think he should be a little bit more aggressive on the net because he can score too. He can really score too. He needs to create chances for him to score as well as the team. Mm-hmm. I feel like he made more chances for his teammates to score rather than himself, and he can make great chances for him to score, and he can put the puck in. So that's all I gotta say about that. And
predictions.
Now, as for the league, I would love to see... I'm going to go for the West first. And I would love to see Edmonton finally get there. McJesus and Draisaitl finally get there.
That is my hope for the West.
I think if they can get a decent third liner or second liner, that would really help them out. Because it just didn't have to revolve around that first line of McJesus and Draisaitl for the West.
McDavid can't do everything. He needs... He can do everything.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get that. He can do everything. He needs the help.
Yep.
They can't do it all themselves.
Yes.
They can't have it all be on one line. There's 4 lines on a rotation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the other 3 lines need to be able to produce.
Yep.
And I do hope that Edmonton is able to pass over that barrier and get to the Stanley Cup because that would be awesome. But I would also love to see the Rangers.
I'd love to see Oilers Rangers. It just, you know what? Igor needs to be last season's Igor.
Mm-hmm. If
he was last season's Igor, we go maybe a couple more rounds.
Yep.
So I think Igor takes another step up and forward.
I'm going to give a Stanley Cup prediction. Like an actual, down to earth. This is what I think is going to happen. We're going to have a rematch of the 2006 Stanley Cup between the Edmonton Oilers and the Carolina Hurricanes. I think the Hurricanes are going to kick it up. They were great this season. The Devils surprised the hell out of everybody. I don't know if the Devils are going to be that good this year.
They got swept by Florida.
They got swept by Florida. I think, though, they're going to wake the fuck up, and they're going to get some pieces, and they're going to do the damn thing. They're going to wipe the floor in the playoffs. I think they'll have a good regular season. I think they'll probably end up winning the division, but I think they're going to have a much better playoffs next season.
Okay.
Come around the next season.
Well, hey. I'm about to yawn there. There you have it. There's our predictions for next season. But, I mean, hey. Now we're done with the NBA, and we're done with the NHL.
3 out of the 4 sports. What is left?
Not going on. The only thing that's left to fill our hearts with joy? Baseball.
Baseball, what do you mean?
Baseball. Yes, but baseball is the only remaining sport, and that's pretty much going to be the only sport that we're able to cover for the next couple months. Free agency, is going to play a thing. We'll be able to do updates on things like that.
Oh yeah.
But until August, when football starts back up again,
spring training,
we're really not going to have any other sports news besides free agents and moves.
Maybe injuries or something along those lines as well.
Agreed. But baseball's great. I mean, literally, when baseball starts, everything starts going away, and then when baseball is ending, everything's picking back up. Mm-hmm. So it's literally great.
This is great though. And, as me as a hockey fan, it's so great to know that as soon as baseball's over, basically the hockey has just started. Yeah. It's in its second month. Yeah. So you're not really missing much. Yeah. As a baseball and hockey fan, I will say though, when they intertwine in the playoffs, that gets a little rough. Yeah. But it's nice to know that I got something to look forward to after baseball.
It is cool when all 4 major sports do play at the same time.
Absolutely.
It is
fun.
and
Yeah.
It's
enjoy
fun.
it at the same time.
It's absolutely fun.
That's like it's for like, this show, right? It's like its biggest dream. Like, you got all 4 sports going at the same time. You have so much you can talk about, but I will say that the Subway Series is going on right now. And, hey.
Game starts in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
In a couple minutes here. But last night, it was a really good game.
It was really good.
Really good game 1 to the 4-game series. They're going to split from now, and then next month they play each other 2 games.
Yep.
But, honestly, Severino came into the game, against Max Scherzer. And, honestly, Severino didn't look good at the start.
He did exactly what I thought he was going to do. And I told you that when we were playing games earlier in the day.
And Scherzer started off exactly how we thought he was going to, minus the Stanton home run, because that was kind of just a hanging slider.
To the wrong guy.
Yeah, to the wrong guy. But, it was 4-1 for a majority of the game.
Oh, yeah.
And
For about 4 and a half innings.
Yeah, and then, literally in the 4th inning, the Yankees
Just tagged him.
Just lit up Scherzer.
Just tagged him.
Yeah,
They put up a 5-spot.
They
They
tagged
reminded-
him. They got a little bit of. The baseball gods. A little bit of luck on their end. Nimmo missed that ball. He was like right there, but then it just grazed the glove.
Yep.
Then you have the little bleeder 2-run single from Bowers for the lead. It just everything kind of just didn't go the Mets' way, and that seems to be the way of the last few weeks for the Mets.
Yeah.
It's just like they just can't get it going. Now, is it because they're missing Alonso? Or is it their pitching is just... When they're pitching well, they're not hitting. And when they're hitting well, their pitching can't keep up.
What gets me is that Scherzer ended up coming out of that inning. And, the next guy ended up closing out the inning. But after that 5 spot, the game's tied 5-5.
6-5.
6-5. I apologize.
Yeah, they ended up taking the lead.
Your bullpen, for once, actually kept you guys in the game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, after the 4th inning, we only gave up 1 run
Exactly.
in 5 innings. So, the bullpen actually did a pretty decent job, minus Smith.
and
But-
the Yankees bullpen, continues to kind of get themselves into a little bit of trouble and then
Squeak out of it a little bit.
squeak out of it. But it was a great game last night, back and forth. The entire game, honestly.
It's just typical Mets. They started off great. The first 1, 2, 3, 4 hitters get on base, and then 5, 6, 7 cannot do anything. No matter what inning it is, we just leave so many runners on base.
Alvarez, didn't do too bad, but
Beatty had a great game, too.
Brett Beatty.
Then we'll hit a freaking jack first step out of the game.
Crushed it.
It was
And then he almost made up for the little blunder in the outfield with his next at bat. Hit a solid line drive to left. I thought it had a chance right off the bat.
Yeah.
And then it ended up being caught just maybe shy of the warning track, but it was a solid piece. And that's a great way to keep your head in the game.
Yeah.
Sometimes those little mental errors in the field will transfer to the at bat, and he didn't let that happen. Nimmo's one of my favorite Mets, and I'm not really a Met fan at all.
Yeah. I really expect tonight to be a good game as well. You got Garrett Cole versus
I do
Justin
too.
Verlander on
I
the
do too.
mound.
Great prospect matchup coming.
Great pitching
Great
matchup,
probable
for sure.
matchup coming, and Garrett. I don't really remember how well he does against the Mets. To be honest with you,
I don't really remember either.
But just him being him and having a solid season so far, I don't think you have so much to worry about. But one thing you'll have to worry about is if Verlander is Verlander tonight.
And
So,
he is...
And with that,
Yeah.
for the Mets, what do you think are the keys to win the game tonight?
Well, like I just said, Verlander needs to be Verlander because when Verlander's Verlander, he's the Yankees' daddy. It's
He
been that
is.
way through many years with Detroit and Houston. No matter what
Yes.
team he was on, he just absolutely just
Just
wiped
spanks
the floor.
us. Just bends us over
Yeah.
and spanks
And
us.
so if he can be Verlander tonight, that could help a lot of chances for the Mets. And I don't know, just offensively, they just, I just feel like they just gotta tone it down a little bit. I feel like we're kind of overdoing it with the bats at the plate. I feel like we're trying to be a big hero when it's not necessarily necessary, when it's needed. So, like, I think we need to just, kind of change our approach to the plate. Maybe even play a little small ball. Just not necessarily bunt the ball everywhere, but, like, hit. Just try to find the hole. Try to get C9 singles, line drives over people's heads. Find a little, bloop in the gap, and then maybe a blast will happen.
I mean, literally, that's
Bloop in a
it.
blast.
You just need a base hit.
Mm-hmm. You were one base hit away from winning the game.
Exactly.
I mean, literally. But so for the Yankees, as you being a Yankee fan, what do you think? Is the key for tonight?
Verlander. I know I'm a Yankee fan, but it comes down to Verlander. Cole's going to be Cole. I would love tonight to be both starters go 8. It's a 1-0, 2-1 game,
That'd be
and
sick.
it comes down to like the closer.
Yeah.
Or even extras. I would prefer it to just be a pitching duel between Cole and Verlander, like that old timey. It's just a dogfight between the pitchers. It's 1-2-3, 1-2-3. Not so much strikeouts, but they both have potential for strikeouts. Cole, I think's maybe given up 1 home run this season entirely in like 40 innings.
No, he's given up more.
Has it? Because the last report I saw was a while ago though that he in like 33 innings it was like no home runs.
Yeah.
But it's been a while. But key for the Yankees would be get on Verlander early. This is a guy that you can't let get comfortable. And he always is comfortable against the Yankees. So you got to tag him early. He sits somewhere between 94 to 97 and even faster later in the innings.
He's given up 9 this year.
Okay, so it's his last few starts has been pretty rough. So you just got to get on Verlander early. Yankees bats have been decent. I mean, listen, you came back 4-1. Immediately I texted everybody. I was like, well, there's the game. And then you responded, it's not over yet. And then right back the next inning was 6-5. Yeah. So it comes down to the pitching. Both teams can prove they hit the ball and they score.
Yeah.
It comes down to, is Verlander going to be daddy or is Cole going to be daddy?
Amen to that, honestly.
I agree.
Well, hey,
I
tune in
concur.
pretty much in like a few minutes here. But, the game's going to be going on tonight. It's going to be a good one. I just know it because every Subway series turns out to be a good one. And, with that, why don't we move on to some slice of goodness, hey?
Sure.
So if you're new, this is where we highlight 2 specific players, or just 2 specific things in the world of baseball, and highlight them, give them a little appreciation. So, hey, why not I go first?
I like that.
Well, my first slice of goodness for this week is the catcher for the awfully hated Philly, JT Realmuto. And, he hasn't really been having the best run this year. He has been a solid catcher, though, for the Phillies. But on Monday, he hit the cycle.
Stud. Very hard to do.
I mean, it is incredibly hard to do, and I believe the only other person to do it this year is Luis Arias.
And a catcher to do it.
And a catcher.
Let alone a regular position player. A catcher to hit for the cycle. Who was the last catcher to hit for the cycle?
That's a good question.
That is a great question.
Great question. Anybody out there, do your research. Who was the last catcher in the MLB to hit for the cycle?
That's a
if anybody
very good
can
question.
answer that for us in the comments.
But, hey, JT Realmuto, he really hasn't done the best on the year. He's got a 260 average right now. He's got 6 home runs on the year, 215 at-bats. He's got 56 hits, 6 home runs. But 10 stolen bases. 10 from a catcher. First third of the year.
Fastest catcher in the league.
Literally the fastest catcher in the league.
Mm-hmm.
But, hey, kudos to JT for hitting the cycle, and, hopefully you're able to keep it up for, a little bit of success because the Phillies need it.
Mm-hmm.
But, hey, why don't you give us your next slice of goodness?
Well, my next slice of goodness is a little bit of a different one, but it's an MLB player now who just got called up, and that is Luis Matos of the San Francisco Giants.
Luis Matos.
Yes, Luis Matos, one of the top prospects, or if not, I think behind what's it called, Kyle Harrison, second best prospect in the Giants organization. I watched this guy play in the minors with my brother, and he is listen, man, when I saw him in San Jose a couple years ago, I knew this guy was going to be something special. He is a great ball player. He has such a great IQ of the game and is just all-around five-tool player. I mean, looking at his stats for this season in the minor leagues, let alone the major leagues that he has already, which is very little, but in the minor leagues, I mean, a 350 batting average. Pretty solid. 10 home runs, 36 runs batted in, 15 stolen bases, 78 hits, and 223 at-bats. OPS of 976. Pretty solid.
Pretty solid.
And he has already made his debut in the major leagues.
Okay.
And went 1 for 3 with a run scored.
That's first hit.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Got his first hit.
Look at that.
That baseball may go to the Hall of Fame because let me tell you, this kid's going to be special. He is 21 years old. He has a whole career ahead of him. He is a solid freaking ball player. Can play defense as well as hitting the bat. And he can run too. Five-tool player. He can do it all.
Good for Luis Matos. Good for him. But I just want to point out, we got an answer in chat for the last catcher to hit for the cycle. Benji Molina?
One of the brothers.
One of the 3 Molina brothers. I remember
and
Benji.
He hit a grand slam for his home run.
Wow.
Benji?
July 16th, 2010 against Boston.
Wow.
Benji
Molina.
Benji.
Well,
I remember Benji. Former Tampa Bay Ray, I think.
I think he was on a lot of teams.
He was on a lot of teams. I remember him being on Tampa. He was a Yankee, wasn't he?
He was a Yankee at one
He was a
point.
Yankee.
No, it was Jose Molina.
Oh, maybe been Jose.
It was Jose Molina.
Well,
I think it was Jose.
you know what?
Actually, it might have been both.
Might have been both.
Honestly.
It could have been both of them.
Could have been
But,
both.
hey,
I think it was Jose,
that's
though.
pretty good
I think because
selection.
Jose wanted to catch, or AJ Burnett only wanted Jose to catch him. I think that's what it was.
But hey, it's pretty good slice of goodness though. I hope Luis Matos does good because hey, hopefully he's able to vouch for Ryan.
Yeah.
Get him out there. But hey, that's pretty good slice of goodness though.
Benji was Angels, Blue Jays for 1 year, Giants, and Texas.
Gigantes.
So he was not a Yankee. It was Jose.
It was
Okay.
Jose.
But hey, who's your first slice of goodness there?
My first slice of goodness is Luis Arias, one of the best hitters I think I've ever seen to date. Contact hitters. He's
So damn good.
It's
honestly,
June. We're a third of the way through the year. He is 20 points away from 400, and last week he was hitting 401. Insane. Only like 3 other players have hit near 400. Ted Williams is one of them, and he did hit 400.
Tony Gwynn.
Yeah, well, Tony Gwynn.
Literally, I think that Luis Arias is probably the best contact hitter since Tony
Yeah.
Gwynn.
And I think I might be wrong, but I think David Wright may have done it 1 year in like either it was at the end of May or the beginning of June. He was hitting just above 400 in like 2012, I think. I'm not exactly sure. I feel like I remember that being somewhere, but that's like another guy that I can think of, other than Arias and Williams.
That was near
and
400.
Gwynn, that was near 400 at this point of the season.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
382 right now, 1 homer, 30 RBIs, 1 stolen base, 897 OPS,
Crazy.
and he's still hitting.
897 as a contact hitter. It's pretty damn good for an OPS. Pretty damn good.
And he's still hitting.
That is
Insane.
crazy.
Mhm.
That's a pretty good slice of goodness there too.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
And we had touched up on him at the beginning of the of our series here, a little while ago. But a nice update, very nice update because
Yes.
we hadn't really
Fair.
yet kept the upkeep
real.
with him, and he
Career
deserves it.
324 hitter
Which
Fantastic.
is fantastic.
with an 800
That
OPS
is
career.
absolutely fantastic. Well, hey, that's a very good slice of goodness right there. And I'm gonna go ahead and go with my last slice of goodness for the week. The Arizona Diamondbacks outfielder Corbin Carroll.
Carroll.
Mr. Wheels himself.
And I'm going to read you his stat lines for the season, and then I'm going to read you his stat lines for the last week. In 227 at-bats, he is batting .313. He's got 51 runs, 71 hits, 14 home runs, 35 RBIs, and 19 stolen bases. Okay? He's got a .391 OBP and a .997 OPS. Now, let's read his last 7 games. 28 at-bats. Guess how many hits he has? I'll tell you. 14. He's batting .500.
Stud.
It's crazy.
He's only had 4 strikeouts
Why
in
is nobody
28
talking
at-bats.
about this guy?
3 stolen bases, 2 walks, 10 RBIs, 4 home runs. 13 runs. Why is nobody talking about this guy?
I
In
took
all
the words right out of my
seriousness, he has been insane.
oh my goodness.
This last week, he has been insane.
Mm-hmm.
Quite literally.
Mm-hmm. And
he's only 22.
And he's only 22, and hopefully helping the Diamondbacks as a team.
For real. And honestly, he's their best thing since Ketel Marte.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Literally.
I
Since
I
fellowship.
was about to say sliced bread.
But hey, that is my last slice of goodness for this week. Actually, I want to hear your last slice of goodness for the week. Because
Murph will be very happy to hear my slice of goodness.
Really?
Especially coming out of my mouth.
Really?
Shohei Ohtani. Not the pitcher. Even though the pitcher, Shohei Ohtani, is having a decent year. But he is just on fire with the bat right now.
Clip it. You heard him say it. Shohei Ohtani is on fire.
With the bat.
Yay!
With the bat. 296 right now. 20 home runs. I believe that leads the American League. 50 RBIs. 10 stolen bases. 973 OPS. Shohei Ohtani, in his last 7 games, 28 at-bats, 13 hits. That's 464. 7 strikeouts. That's okay.
It's okay.
5 walks, 8 RBIs, 4 dingers. Stud. I mean, stud. I hate him. I love him. Stud.
You heard. He said he's a
Future
stud.
Met.
He said he's a stud.
Future Met.
I don't think so, but that'd be cool.
Future Met.
All I know is that when they come to Citi Field in August, I'm going to every single game.
Murph has Ohtani. I mean, hey. So eventually I was going to
There's a
cave,
reason
right?
why he's my favorite.
It's not that I hate him. It's just he's a great player. He's great. It's the media.
I will give it to you.
I'll
It is
give that
absolutely
to
the
you.
media.
It's the media.
Absolutely.
Literally every home run he hits is on MLB's fucking
Yeah.
freaking
Oh my God, Shohei Ohtani, the
Like,
first player. It's like, yeah, obviously he's going to be the first player. He's the only one doing it right now.
Yeah, quite
But
literally.
I
Ohtani
absolutely
is
agree with
killing
the
it.
media.
He's having a great month of hitting. Pitching, he's doing great. He's doing fine. It's like a 3.4, 3.6 ERA, which right now
That's
in the
still-
MLB is still
that's-
really good.
That's really good.
I'd like to see it down in the 2s for him to take that elite level pitching.
Yeah, for him to,
But for him to be 296
Yeah.
hitting, which I've said over the last few years, I don't care how many home runs you hit if you're hitting 220.
yeah.
But now he's hitting 296. I got to kind of eat my words a little bit. He's kind of become what everyone said he's been. And then, listen, he's been that. But the average is key.
Yep.
The average is key.
Agreed. But hey, we've finished our slices of goodness for the week. And I have a feeling you're really going to like this next one. Murph, what's your last slice of goodness for the week?
Well, my last slice of goodness this week has a little bit of a twist. It's not a player.
What could it
A
be?
person in the MLB. Nay, more plural. People. Now, when I say people, you think of, different players?
Coaching staff?
Oh, no.
No.
Neither.
Owners? Not the owners.
We're going to go something, in this case, on the other side of the ownership. The Oakland A's fan base.
Oh.
They didn't pack the house, but
Came pretty close.
they came pretty close. They did the reverse boycott at the Oakland Coliseum and filled it with 27,759 A's fans.
That's got to be the most that
They-
they've had in that stadium.
They've
This is
tripled.
the most this season. They have tripled the amount that they have made as their most this season.
I think their average was 8,000.
Their average is 8,000. I think opening day was like 15,
in the
17,000.
Coliseum, 8,000, and they put 27,000.
On the day that the Nevada Senate voted for the approval of the $380 million public fund for the new stadium in Vegas, they show up in sell the team shirts and shout up their ass signs to the owner of the A's, chanting "Sell the team,
Honestly,
stay in Oakland."
it was epic.
And it was epic. And the A's won the damn game late. They tied it in the 7th and took the lead in the 8th and closed it
They
out
are
in
on
the
a
9th.
7-game win streak,
And they're on a 7-game win
and
streak.
they are about to sweep Tampa.
Which is great for the Yankee fans.
Yeah.
But I literally, what's I think hilarious is the fact that they had to literally stop the game.
Yeah, because the pitch
Because
com.
it was too loud.
Because it was too loud.
They couldn't hear the pitch com.
Their
Couldn't
own
hear the
pitcher,
pitch
the A's
com.
pitcher, couldn't hear the pitch com,
Like,
and so they took like 5 minutes to get that back in there, and they were still going.
It's funny because
literally.
I had heard reports when there was 8,000 fans that they actually had to lower the pitch com because it was so quiet that the batters could
The
hear
batters
what the
could hear
pitches
it
were
from the
coming.
dugouts.
Yeah. So
The
they had
bat-
to
the batters
actually
could hear
lower
it
it.
from home plate,
So
and the
now that
dugouts could
there's
hear it from-
30,000 fans in the stadium, they had to
Yeah.
crank the volume up
Yeah.
because people are actually there cheering for their home team.
Uh-huh. And even in the middle of the game, the fans organized a silent first at bat of the inning. They were completely silent, and then someone got a double. I think it was Wander Franco, and then they just immediately sell our team.
Let me tell you,
Sell our team.
to just chime in, whoever organized it, kudos. I mean,
Oh.
you got 30,000 people to boycott, and really to stand up and do what you like.
Like I said at the beginning, shove it up in the ass. So that is my final slice of goodness. A little twist, not a player, but the Oakland A's fan base. Kudos to them. They want their team. That shows that they actually want the team. It is not the fans; it's the owners.
yes.
Which is great because
Screw the
honestly,
owners.
I'd love to go to the Coliseum before it's
Yeah.
either torn down or renovated. I just want to
It'll-
try and get there.
Honestly, it'll most likely be torn down.
Unfortunately, it's like I missed
Unfortunately.
out on the Polo Grounds.
Or-
Obviously, which just wasn't born.
Or
You know,
they'll just leave it abandoned.
well, they could use it for kids.
They could
but
use
it's a
it for
giant
kids,
stadium. They'd
but,
have
like,
to,
I mean-
they'd have to downscale some of the upper deck.
I'm not
but
gonna blow it past Oakland
to just
for them to just
let it go.
let it rot. You know what I mean? Like, I can just see that.
That'd be-
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
it's
what
not.
Detroit did with the
Detroit.
Panasonic Dome. I think it was called
Well, I
for the
mean,
Detroit Lions. They
the
just let it rot.
Astros let the Astrodome.
It's
go
still
for a
there.
while.
It's still
You know?
there. You can go inside to this day. I mean, obviously, don't do that because like it's structurally unsound. Like you could literally collapse at any moment. But
Yeah.
like, it's still there, right next to
Yeah.
the Cowboy Stadium right now.
I mean, it.
Or no, the Texans. Stadium
Maybe
right now.
maybe they keep it open. Maybe they don't. But it'd be nice for them to keep it up. Honestly, it's the Oakland Coliseum.
Speaking of football,
Speaking of football, we're going to shift to the Cleveland Browns. And why the Cleveland Browns? Well, yesterday, well, I won't say yesterday because it was a couple days ago or a couple weeks ago, but they had fans import fan logos for the team. And they picked two of them, and they had the Cleveland Browns team
the players
vote-
themselves.
the players themselves
That's kind of cool.
vote
I did not know that.
on a little board that had one picture and another on it,
And they just put a dot.
and
said,
they
"I
would
want
put
this
their
one."
number on, like, it was a little sticker with their number on it, and they would put it on the picture
pretty
that they
sweet.
wanted. And believe me, the logo that you're going to see, which is going to be the new Cleveland Browns logo,
Better than the helmet?
is
Oh.
way better, way better.
Even
And
though I
folks-
low key was like, I liked the helmet. It was very unique,
It's very...
but very bland.
It's
Yes.
very... Nah.
Yes.
yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Agreed.
all right,
But
cool,
let me just tell you, welcome to the dog pound. This thing
Fire.
is straight gas. Wait, nope, it's not. It's perfect.
Honestly, yeah. Like, this looks so nice.
It's so
it
good.
looks sick.
I'm so glad that they incorporated the dog.
I
I'm so
know.
glad they
Yeah.
did that because
It looks
it
so
was
good.
either
Striped collar, too.
I know.
I like that it
Like-
it has the stripe down
Now-
the
Yeah,
center,
so-
which
For the
makes it
helmet.
seem
Now,
like exactly
you know,
the helmet.
a couple of the players on the team that when they were voting, they kind of said the reason that they didn't like it and they voted for the other one was
Was-
because it didn't have eyes.
You don't need eyes.
You don't
Like
need eyes.
the other
you
logo
make it have
had
eyes-
like colored white eyes and like a pupil.
That's weird.
You don't need that.
You don't need that. Who wants that?
This looks way better. This looks more menacing.
It
This looks
terrifying.
awesome.
This is like you don't want to frick with
Yeah,
us. Like,
exactly.
This
damn.
Mean
literally,
machine. Like
this
that's,
is
you
the
know,
dog
This
pound.
is
Yeah.
the Oakland A's elephant logo. This is, I mean, this is there's just
I think without
old
the
school
eyes, it's
Raptors?
so much better. Yeah.
like the old school Raptors jersey. Like
This looks so damn good,
It's
man.
clean. It's clean.
It looks
I think
so
the
good.
black
Clean.
eyes is perfect. I think if you
I
add white,
think
it makes
Shadowing
it,
just
it
looks
makes
great.
it too cartoonish.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
think
you
it
know,
looks perfect.
It's
honestly.
like something if you put eyes on that, like real eyes, it would be something you'd see in like your kid's Pop Warner.
But that's menacing. That is really
I love
menacing.
that. For the dog
It's
pound,
great.
that's perfect.
100%. It is fantastic. Oh.
I don't know what I'm looking. What the heck? Oh, okay. It's gone now.
Alright.
We had something off to the side there. Who cares? But yeah, like this is just such a good. I really want
really good.
I will say though, every logo has its hidden details.
Yes.
We see
And
the
there
stripe for the
is-
helmet.
There is a
you know of them?
Yeah.
there is a it's either a page or it's a photo or whatever explaining the little things that are in the logo.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have to look that up because I
I feel like this collar badge here has something to do with it. Maybe
I honestly the
from,
black space underneath his nose.
oh yeah,
It kind of looks like a building.
yeah, like a tower. That's in Cleveland, maybe.
And there is a towered building in Cleveland. So I mean, like, I wonder if that is representing that.
Could
We
be
probably saw it.
I think the ear here is the shape of Ohio, or kind of similar to the shape of Ohio. Cause see how it's different
Yeah.
between the two, and it kind of looks like the shape. I could be stretching it a little bit, but
Maybe.
maybe. I think maybe this orange little curve here is C for Cleveland.
And maybe, yeah.
I would like to think.
But I
wonder
definitely
what this
think
white
that
line is and the
there
shield.
has to be. I saw something out there. I just can't exactly remember where I saw it on that explains what's in the logo.
Yeah. We'll definitely
But
look
this
at that
is
afterwards.
this
but-
is definitely a very, very good logo. Hey Colts, please take an example out of the Cleveland Browns book for once.
You don't like your horseshoe?
Yeah. No.
Listen, man,
it's-
we're NY.
If you want to keep that logo as a secondary logo and keep it on the sides of the jerseys, cool. But the bucking horse is
Yeah,
the
such
bucking
a
colt
good
with the
logo.
helmet coming off its head.
It is such a good logo.
Yeah.
And I just wish that that was their main logo, honestly.
Well, the Broncos OG logo was pretty dope too.
Was.
Yep.
Yeah. The Giants stick to the.
I mean, the
To that
Houston
NY.
Oilers one is
The
pretty, was
the
pretty
Buccaneers are bringing back what was it, Bucko the Pirate?
Nice.
cool.
They're bringing
I
bringing
saw-
back those cream jerseys
I
with
love
the
those
red.
Oh
creamsicles.
yeah.
The creamsicles. Yep.
I love the
They're bringing them
creamsicles.
back for I think a game or two this year. I don't remember.
I think
if
the
it was
Giants
a
had
game,
mentioned
but
that they were going to wear more of those 1980s throwback jerseys this year.
The red.
No, oh God,
not
no.
the red. Ugh.
Please never say that again. No, the blue with the red, the older with the trim rather than just
Okay.
the solid blue. Love those classic looks, especially the whites and the blue. Oh my God, it's my go-to when I play Madden. It's those jerseys are nothing. Red.
Well, hey,
Ugh.
I mean that's your football news. Kudos to the Browns because
Great logo.
y'all did
Oh, yeah.
Uncle Adam,
y'all did a fantastic job.
your new look.
Literally, y'all did a fantastic job listening to your audience, listening to your fans.
And letting your players decide too.
Yeah.
It's awesome. You let your fans pick the logos, and then the players picked what the fans chose. It's pretty ingenious. I mean,
It's a great
everybody's happy.
system. It's a great system.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Literally,
you don't want your
everyone's
players
happy.
hating, and especially your fan base.
Yeah,
I love it when they get the fans. to vote.
literally.
Because if the fans don't like it, why would they buy the stuff?
I know. Agreed.
I really hope that the Cleveland Browns fans are proud of this new look.
Yeah,
I
it's sick.
agree.
I hope
I
they
may
wear
buy
the
Cleveland
absolute.
Browns
And now,
Yeah,
now
right?
along with this, we talked about it before the show. We hope that they come out with new uniforms, to kind of go along with this. Because
think
if they
we
were to
should.
incorporate the dog somehow, I feel like it would be.
I think now that I see it, maybe a black jersey and an orange. Obviously, you're gonna have a white, but I think that
honestly,
cream yellow
If they
would look
keep,
really sweet
Yeah,
too.
Yeah, the cream white. Yeah.
if they honestly, they're brown with the orange uniforms now. I don't think would be bad as long as you put that logo on the helmet.
Yeah.
Literally, you take out Cleveland, put Dog Pound.
I mean, just kudos, man. You go from the football helmet to Brownie the Elf,
Literally.
back to the football helmet.
So I
Now you get
believe
this.
they announced this on Pat McAfee show yesterday, and Brownie the Elf was the one who delivered and announced it.
That was awesome.
So
That's great.
and it literally like they handed him a tank top with the logo on it. It was funny.
Oh,
But hey, there's your MLB and NFL and NHL and NBA news for the week, because those are the only 4 sports that we really cover. But that's our weekly sports talk, and we're gonna go on to our favorite part of the show. Are you ready to announce it with us? Because it's everyone's favorite segment of the show, Ashley's Outrageously Random Questions.
Yes.
But if you're new here, this is where my wife Ashley writes some questions down for us to answer to each other, and then one special question for you to answer at the end, question 11. And you want to go ahead and show them that question right there, pal. Question has an A on it, and it is specifically made for you. You'll answer that at the end along with us, and yes, this week Murph has 4 of the questions, as he's going to go first, and then we have 3. Enjoy.
Yay!
Murph, please, start us off, man.
I will pick the first one. It's upside down. First question of the night.
Okay, here we go.
What are the different judges' positions in the NFL? So I'm guessing.
So there's a line
refs.
judge.
Yes.
Yes.
There's a
There's
line
a down,
judge.
There's a line judge. There's a down judge. Those are the only 2 actual names I can remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have-
There's the drive. They have a ref that does the drive. Like they'll put it to the whatever thing. They have
Those
a
are
ref.
refs. I thought those were
They
assistants.
might have changed it. I feel like it used to be refs.
So there's one that sits in
because
the
they were the
defensive
ones that
side
held
of the
the
field.
chains, I believe.
There's one that sits on the offensive side. There's a line judge on both sides. And I believe there's line judges in the end zone.
Yes, there is a ref that, I mean, the ones who are on the sidelines, they're the ones that are, at the goal lines.
Okay.
But there's usually 2 other refs that hover on offense and defense, and there's, along with the line judges or the line refs, those are the 4 main refs that they have, and usually the head ref, with the white cap on, they'll be
over on
one
downs.
of those positions. So,
You remember that one ref, the super jack dude?
oh yeah, he retired.
Yeah.
He was a really good. He was
a
really
good ref.
He was
He was
really
a
good.
solid ref.
And he was
He was a
terrified.
really good ref.
He
was
could
terrifying.
manhandle. He was just like,
Yeah, he was.
What's
I'm
up?
gonna do this one. All right. Well, hey, good question though. That was a good question.
Stumped me.
All right. Next question. Question number 2. Who is your favorite female comedian?
Female comedian, eh?
Female comedian.
So like, I don't really watch stand up that much.
What was her name? Was it Morgan Gallo?
Yeah, I was gonna say her too. The one that we saw at GCX last
Yeah.
year. She was actually
She
funny
was
as
really
hell.
funny, and I follow her actually on
Yeah,
Instagram and stuff.
she's a great
She-
person too.
yeah.
Like she was.
We went
actually
to a convention
hilarious.
last year at GCX, and they had an after night, like an after party show, and it was 3 comedians. They were all hilarious, but this one female she was just incredibly funny, and she interacted with the crowd. Our buddy Fat Jolly guy, who's out in chat probably, he got involved. It was a great time. She's actually really cool too to talk to because she met with everybody after the show. Super awesome. So I would say her only because I don't really watch comedians that much.
Same.
I'm gonna say a name, and you guys might recognize the name, but my favorite female comedian, Wanda Sykes.
Okay. All right. I know her more as an actress.
Yeah, I know her more as
Yeah.
an actress, but her comedy stuff is pretty funny. I love her. I love how she talks and her tone of voice. It's.
I can picture like female comedians but I just don't remember
I mean,
Sarah
Amy
Silverman.
Schumer.
No, I never liked Amy Schumer that much.
Yeah,
Sarah Silverman. I mean,
Sarah Silverman. There was 2 other ones, and I just for some reason their
Ali
names are
Wong.
just
Yeah.
I don't remember them.
Also,
Whitney Cummings.
That's one.
Whitney Cummings. Yep.
That's one, and then there was another one. I think her name was like Nicole. Nikki No, not Nikki Glazer. Although she's pretty funny too sometimes.
I mean, there's a lot now.
Yeah.
So
I will say though, if you ever get the chance to meet Morgan,
Nikki
don't let her
Glaser.
catch you in a Kia's hole. Just saying.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's one of them.
This is kinda
Chelsea
like the end of the list.
Handler. Yeah, I'm talking stand up. No. She's hilarious. No. This one. Schlesinger. Lisa Schlesinger. She's funny.
Lisa Schlesinger. Okay.
She's got. I think she has a few specials on Netflix. She's got it. She's got it.
Okay.
She makes fun of everybody, and it's great.
Okay. Good question.
Yeah, I like it.
Good question.
Number 3.
Question number 3.
Tree.
What is a good ERA for a pitcher? Earned run average.
So now, would you say that 3 is a good ERA?
In today's MLB, 3 is acceptable.
Now, if we're gonna talk great ERA,
Just look at Jacob DeGrom.
just
Pre-injury.
sub 2.
Sub 2.
Low 2 and sub 2.
3.
Yeah.
Sub 2.5.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
2.2,
really.
2.3.
Yeah, if you have an ERA below 2.5, that is fan-frickin-tastic.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
one of the best pitchers in the
That
league.
means
really
in a
good.
total of 9 innings, your pitcher is giving up 2.5 runs in a 9-inning game.
That's
Yeah.
really,
And
really good.
that's
Really
really good because your offense, you want them to score at least 3,
Yeah.
in a game to be comfortable. So
Yeah.
2.5 is great. Now, pitchers who have like 6s, those are
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're
yeah.
fill-ins.
And like, I mean,
unfortunately.
if you ask my brother, like he thinks 4 ERA is acceptable
Yeah.
in the major leagues.
And
Yeah.
and as
And I
an
agree.
actual
It's true.
pitcher in the MLB, I can completely agree.
For sure.
But as like a fan who kind of just looks at it, like you kind of just expect high standards. I mean, it's tough to say, a guy who,
It also
Well,
depends on what
it's-
you're looking at. Like again,
Yeah.
the eras. I mean, I know it's ERA, but the eras are different.
Yeah.
Like it's not Nolan Ryan anymore.
yeah, it's
It's
not
not
Nolan
Babe
Ryan,
Ruth.
Brandon Webb, Randy
it's,
Johnson.
it's definitely not Randy Johnson anymore.
No.
So it's the times change, so the ways change.
Yeah, I could agree, but I mean, I still would say 4. I don't think you're keeping your team in it, unless your offense is behind you. It's circumstantial, it's circumstantial. But
So again, Shohei Ohtani, 3.32, perfectly fine.
yeah,
That's great.
That's
honestly,
this season. Career 3, perfectly fine.
yeah,
I'd still to make him elite. I'd like to see him sub 2,
yes,
but he's still
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
still mashing the ball.
Yeah. So like I will give this like a category like based like thing of an explanation. 4 ERA acceptable.
yes.
3 good. 2 great. And anything
Sub
below
that?
250
Hall of Fame.
elite.
Yeah.
Elite of elite.
Elite.
That's why Jacob DeGrom's injuries have been so devastating. He's
Yeah.
literally been 2-2, 2-3.
He's literally been-
Wasn't he 1-7 in his Cy
Yeah.
Young year? It was
Yeah.
like something
Yeah.
ridiculous. And just to see him go down again, it's brutal. Hall of Famer. I mean,
Yep.
it's like that one question we just talked about actually
Yeah,
before the show. Was,
exactly.
who's a guy who was on track for the Hall of
Yeah.
Fame that was plagued either by injuries or something else?
Yeah.
And you had said David Wright. Obviously, DeGrom was the first one to come
Grom
to
was
my
another
mind.
one, yeah.
Dom Mattingly.
Hey,
Oh fuck.
honestly, yeah.
Keith
Great
Hernandez.
question. Honestly,
Both were great in their era.
Yeah.
And they just
dude, Donnie
Didn't get the
Baseball would
recognition.
have been.
He's a borderline Hall of Famer
He's
in
a
5
borderline
seasons.
Hall of Famer.
And
now.
imagine if he got the 4 or 5 extra
I
seasons
know.
without the back injuries. Mickey Mantle.
Yep.
I mean, Hall of Famer, but
Yeah,
alcoholism.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Absolutely, good
great
question.
question. For sure.
Absolutely, great question. Great
It's
question,
upside down
baby.
again.
And great
Oh,
handwriting.
Yeah.
That was the same question that I was about to read again. What the fuck?
This
All
guy
right,
doesn't
question
know.
number 4.
Here's the next question. Question number cuatro. Numero cuatro. What is the best job interview you have been on?
Oh.
I can say that my job with the Renegades, my interview with my boss Zach, it was great. It was such a fun interview. Like we both
is
just
gonna be
love each other.
This is going to be funny. My best job interview is a job I actually did not get and where your wife currently works.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
I thought I had like a great interview. It's a local bank by us, and I thought I crushed it. Full suit, did the whole thing. I think I crushed customer service job, and I thought I was crushing it. I was like one of the last 2 people. It was me or this other guy, and the other guy actually had the bank customer service experience where I did not. I just had customer service experience, and they gave it to him. And I thought I had this job locked up, signed, sealed, delivered, rock and roll, and obviously I didn't get it. But that's the one where I was like, I crushed it.
Yeah, so honestly, I can kind of go that route too, but I was going to say the interview for the military, because it really wasn't an interview. It was kind of like, yeah, sign these papers. All right, cool, you're in. But I would say at a local like esports spot up here, I did an interview there, and I honestly thought I crushed it. I thought I was like super overqualified for it, and not even a call back. I called them multiple times.
Actually.
I called them multiple times afterwards, and people would pick up and then hang up. So,
goes to show you how well that business is being run, though. So you probably dodged a bullet there.
yeah, but it would have been awesome though.
Oh yeah,
honestly.
for sure. Esports. I mean, I've driven past it. It looks cool.
Yeah.
I've never been in, but it looks really sweet.
I mean, we
it's
went
in a tight
with
spot
DJ,
though,
didn't we? Or
Yes,
was it Tony?
yes, it was you, me, and DJ. Yep.
But
got a
yeah,
little bit of a tour
honestly,
of the
it was.
place.
That's a great question.
It was nice.
a great question.
Great question.
On the contrary, any interviews you remember bombing?
With the
honestly.
local card shop.
Oh, that's right.
Like
You thought it was for
yeah.
something, but it was
yeah,
for
I thought it was
else.
for something, but it was for something else, and it just turned not necessarily awkward. It was awkward for the employer, but like I just didn't feel the vibe anymore. Like it was just like, okay, like why am I here?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And he was like at me like, okay, why is this kid here? So
Yeah.
we both had like that mutual like, yeah, this ain't gonna work out.
Yeah.
But I will say though, at the end there was an employee there that played in our men's league. I think he plays for the Mariners.
Okay.
And like I think I got his contact info, and like I think it was just like for the job in general. I don't think it was for like the league, but I guess that was one silver lining out of it. Like it was a nice little interaction
contact
there, but like
I've had interviews that I've purposely tried to not do good in, for jobs that I was just, I took a lot of interviews in like a rough spot I had where I just wanted interview experience, because I've worked in one job for so long that like I forgot or didn't really get the time interviewing. So I took a lot of job interviews where I was like, I have no interest here. I just want the experience. So like I would do good for like the first bit, and then purposely like be like, oh yeah, I'm never gonna pick up the phone. Just be like completely terrible at it. But like I would do it so I can get used to them hammering questions at me, so that I could get more confident hammering questions back.
Yeah.
So
Hey, absolutely. Good question. Very good question. All right. Question number 5. What is the most difficult video game you have played?
Demon Souls, any Dark Souls, any Demons. Elden Ring is the same kind of that genre of game is so hard to me.
I'd say
I think because I'm so ingrained in hack and slash type games, like for that style, like Devil May Cry, or I guess Kingdom Hearts would be kind of like that, or like the earlier God of Wars, where you could just kind of go in, start swinging, and clear a room, and on like normal, but like there is no difficulty in Demon Souls or Dark Souls. It's if you get hit once, you're dead. So like the whole patience and evading, me and patience, sometimes it's not quite there, especially in video games. We play Rocket League a lot, and I always mess up him. So that would be mine. Would be Demon Souls or Dark Souls. That whole genre of the game.
Same. Like I've played Demon Souls and Dark Souls and Elden Ring like with my brother, and like they're just like, oh
So
my
hard.
god.
Yeah. So I would honestly go to say
I would stop fighting. I would just like
like
wander around and avoid combat.
The hardest part is
Anon.
getting back to where you were, and then also when you hit a save point, it respawned all the enemies you've killed. So it's like, oh, I finally get a break, and then you're like, oh, I'm surrounded again.
Yeah, I mean, I would if I was gonna give like an honest answer, I'd probably say Rocket League, because it's all about timing, and it's all about
That's one I
like
didn't even think about.
rotations, like positioning and timing are like
It's a very strategic game.
huge in Rocket League.
Geometry's a huge part of it.
Oh.
Yeah, like
Like you
and
wouldn't think it, but like it's all
I
about
tell-
angles.
I-
It is
like
all about
and Ashley, like it's hard for me to give her advice on how to play Rocket League, because my head works so differently. I'm already thinking of different angles I could hit the ball in when it's not even in the air yet.
Yeah, and I can agree. 100%.
Like,
My
agree
best
too.
advice for playing Rocket League is play Rocket League.
yeah, it's seriously.
There was a time where I was just dog water at it. Like I would hit and whiff master. I was the whiff master. And then there was a point where I was like, no game is interesting me right now. So I played Rocket League for like months straight, and I climbed the ranks. I'm started at bronze, and I am stuck in diamond, but I'm comfortable there, and I'm okay with it. But playing and just getting comfortable with missing, and not getting frustrated, and recovering and learning why you missed, or figuring out, all right, well, I need to jump just that little bit sooner. How many times today did I go, shit, I was just under the ball, and then they scored? It's like, if you miss by this much, you give them this much.
Yes.
This much.
So
honestly, it's play. It's the only way to get better is play. And play with people who are better than you. Because they could either, they could teach you, be like, hey, next time, maybe rotate back, or, hey, go push that, and I got your back if you miss.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that.
But
a game that I have that I don't play anymore, but I used to with a couple of buddies, it's a game called Ready or Not. It's on Steam. It's a realistic SWAT game.
So like Tarkov? But not with the...
It's almost like Tarkov in the sense of you're controlling a character, clearing buildings, but there's civilians. If you shoot a civilian, you automatically fail. You eliminate a wrong player, because you'll go in and you'll clear a room with a bunch of bad guys, but then you'll see some hostages on the floor, and you have to call in, hostages secured and everything like that. It was a good game to kind of help us, for our job, we had to do, building clearing. Yeah. So it was a good kind of refresher on that, but it was incredibly hard because you could think, somebody at a very long end of a hallway, run across the screen, and then they come back and then start running at you, and you can't really see what's in their hands. What are you gonna do? Mm-hmm. So I take the shot, because it's a video game, and I fail. So, sorry guys, and we have to go through and finish the rest of the but we automatically fail, so we can't even just exit out.
Gotcha.
That game is difficult.
It's a great
Ready
question.
or not? Great question. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, man.
That's right. I got number 6. What is the best vacation you have ever been on?
I would say a cruise.
I've never been on a cruise. I've been on a cruise for work, but not for pleasure.
Yeah, I've never been on a cruise.
Yeah, so when I graduated high school, me and your brother, and our friends at the time, we went on a cruise ship, and we went to Bermuda. Now, given I don't think Bermuda was the greatest spot to go to, but kind of just the experience of being on a giant cruise ship and just being able to do whatever the fuck you wanted. It was just a hotel on the water. Mm-hmm. It was fun. It was really, really fun. Mm-hmm. Just kind of no worry in the world, quite literally.
That's nice.
I will say the best vacation I ever went on was probably to California with my family to see my brother play in the minor leagues for the first time.
San Jose.
Spent 2 weeks out there in an Airbnb that if you owned it, it would cost $1.8 million. Yeah. So that was very nice. San Jose was a very nice... The area that we were in was beautiful. Yeah. Dude, you can buy a little, shit house in the city, and it costs you $1.1 million.
Yep. That's why I'm not going west.
Yeah. Agreed.
How are the churros?
Yeah. You need to go to San Jose. If you've had a churro, it's not as good as a San Jose churro, let me tell you. Oh my god.
We gotta get that recipe because I want either you or Ashley to make it really bad. I want some churros because
I don't know.
I remember and this is the worst part. I've only been to Disney once, right? And it was when I was a really, really, really little kid.
Sure.
And I loved the churro, but I haven't had that good kind of churro since Disney.
Yeah.
All those years ago when I was 5 years old. Mm-hmm. So I would love to have a
good churro because everything I have just doesn't remind me of the Disney churro.
I don't know what they do, man. Like, the southern regions of the country, they know how to make churros.
It's all about the frying.
It's just
The
fantastic.
oil they fry in.
It's
just like New York pizza. It's the water.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the water.
The
It's the
water.
It's the water.
For
water.
me, I haven't been on like a lot of vacations. Like, I used to go out to California every now and then, like when I was like 4 or 5 to see like my aunt. But I don't remember those. So I would have to say like GCX and the Tampa trip my first year when it was called Guardian Con, when I met Jolly in person for the first time. That was awesome. And then the following year when we went to GCX, well, I guess it was also called Guardian Con at the time, when I had my now wife with me for the convention, and then with Jolly, and those 2 trips were probably my favorite. But I go to Florida a lot. This year I'm not going, but I go down.
Don't you have some family down there?
Now I have some family down
Yes,
there. My
you do.
sisters work for Disney, so I'm sorry, but I go all the time.
Yeah, I wish.
Yeah,
So-
I will say also GCX last year is a very close second because that was just so much fun, man. And when Jolly said in the chat about, yes, it's all about the mid fingers.
But yeah, I would say my Florida trips, but I haven't had like the vacation yet, and I think that's gonna be.
And I could definitely agree. I haven't had an actual vacation since I was like in middle school.
Yeah, I usually
Yeah.
go I'll visit my family in Florida, but I don't really consider those as vacations. The GCX is great because I go for St. Jude.
Yep.
So that's a really good
Yeah,
thing
absolutely.
that I go and I do, and I enjoy it a lot. But like in terms of like real vacation, my honeymoon eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like mine closest is obviously what's in San Jose. Like it was just, I mean, and listen, I got to go to baseball games for 2 weeks straight for free. Like I got to go to Monday through Sunday for 2 weeks straight games, and we took a trip to San Fran twice to see my cousin and my aunt, and the second time to see a Giants game because my brother knew it was Josiah Gray, who was on the Dodgers, gave us tickets for that game, and I got to see Oracle Park. Beautiful stadium, and I want to go back there.
I'd love to go there.
So bad.
shout
I
out
want to take you guys with me.
Shout out Josiah Gray, you a dog. You a dog.
Cleveland was a good trip. As
shitty as the
Cleveland
circumstance and the city was,
the trip
it turned
itself
out to be a very
was great.
good trip.
It was really good. We were supposed to go. Our baseball league had a game where we were actually allowed to play on Progressive Field, but it sprinkled.
It sprinkled for 10, 15 minutes.
It rained less than they would have
5:00.
watered the field, and they were like, "It's too wet to play." I digress. We then turned that trip into going to Pittsburgh and watching the Pirates beat up on the. Oh, actually, I think Cleveland won that game.
Cleveland did. It was a very close game. I think it was like 2-1.
Brew Baker had a great game. I got a ball.
Brew Baker, you got a ball.
I got a ball.
Dad got a ball.
Dad got a ball. Clark on.
Hell yeah.
So we actually, it was Father's Day weekend, so we actually took Clark out to Pittsburgh. We were all supposed to play on the same team. It was supposed to be, a nice experience on the field.
Yeah.
But it turned into Pittsburgh, and
We turned to
and
getting
it was
seats
great.
like 10 rows behind the Pirates dugout.
Yeah.
And a beautiful view
And it was
of
great,
of
and we
Pittsburgh.
cooked. And we
We
cooked.
cooked. We were black and cooked.
We were as red as this mic.
Oh my god, yeah.
But Clark got a ball. I got a ball. I got another ball for a kid next to me because he was like, "Give me a ball." And I was like, "Ah!"
That's good.
Key
That's
Brian,
cool.
shout out Key Brian Hayes.
Key Brian
he was
doing
the
this.
one.
I was like, "Brian!" He was like, "Yeah."
He's like, I got you, bro.
Family behind me was like, "That's your third." I'm like, "It's not for me." That was a really cool trip. That was cool.
That was very
That's a
fun.
good question. That's a good question.
We need to take you to PNC.
PNC
Yeah.
is gorgeous. It's
Oh,
beautiful.
Yeah, I would
and,
love to go.
And you need to take us to Camden.
Yeah.
I'd like
I
to
would
do
love to
Camden
go
too.
back
That's
to
right down the
Camden.
road. Yeah.
I would love to go back to Camden.
It's only like
You next?
a 3-hour drive.
Who's next?
You. my
Me.
Oh yeah, that was my question.
Yes. I got 2 more left, but you guys only have 1 left.
friend. Yes.
I have the audience.
And then you have audience. So technically 2 because we're gonna have you present
Yes.
Yes.
your question. But for now, do you want to live outside of New York? And where is the dream spot?
Yes. Can I
Yes.
answer that any faster?
Yes, I agree as well.
100% yes.
I love New York. There's things that I would miss for sure. Pizza being one of them. Bagels being another.
Yes.
Traffic would not miss. I mean, listen, I drove in Manhattan for 10 years. I don't need it.
Rent.
I would rent. I would love to not be in New York, and honestly, anywhere that's not California, I'd be okay with.
I I could agree.
I don't have like that final, like,
I have like
I
a
wanna go
strict
here.
barrier. Like, I'm gonna say Ohio down is like as far west as I'm gonna go.
Yeah, Central.
I'm the same.
I don't want to
I'm
go
an East Coast guy. I will be, but I will say Texas.
Texas big. Texas, Tennessee are the two
Texas
favorites,
All
and
my
obviously Florida
exes
are
live
the
in
big
Texas.
ones. I think Carolina would be nice.
I agree. I would prefer South Carolina.
Yeah, closer to Florida
Yes.
for me, the better.
But like the reason I say Texas is just because all the land that you can get, and they're fucking cheap out there.
Barn dominium.
That's what I want. So
Listen, I love New York, and
Yes.
if the living conditions financially were as doable as Texas, Tennessee, or literally almost anywhere else besides California, yeah, I'd fucking stay here.
well, me and Clark were talking about it on the drive. Where I helped him on Sunday, and we're both planning on moving out of the state in the next within the year.
And Clark's leaving September.
So we had talked about we love New York, the scenery, everything about like this,
The seasons,
the
everything.
seasons, like
You get
our
everything. You get
area,
everything here.
our area of New York is not city. It is pure wilderness. It is pure trees,
We're on the
mountain
cusp.
range,
We're
and
literally at the beginning
Yeah.
of wilderness.
Like-
Yeah.
If
and
we're like,
it's-
if you
it's
like the city
great.
but don't want to be in the city, we're in a really good spot. Because
Yes.
it's not Manhattan. But if you drive an extra hour north, you're in the boonies almost.
Yes.
2 hours north, you're in the boonies.
Yep.
Yeah.
But 3 hours
it's-
north, you might as well be in Canada.
It's but
only thing you got is Albany.
the only shitty
Yeah.
thing is the money. If the
It's
money,
insane.
if it wasn't so
Yeah.
expensive to live here, I would stay here for the rest of my life.
Cost of living's high, and the amount of money coming in is low.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's just the way that the world is currently. And that's all I'm going to get into it that way.
Yes.
Yep.
Agreed. Good question though. Good question.
You have a thing.
Yeah. No, I don't know if I should.
Okay.
I don't know if I should.
All right.
I
Next
don't know if
question.
All right, just leave it there.
What was your biggest fear as a kid? And a part question to that: are you still afraid?
I had many fears as a kid.
Clowns? And yeah, I'm still... I love...
Clowns never scared me.
I just don't like them.
See,
wouldn't say- I'm not
I got more
scared of them now. I'm pretty sure I was terrified of them when I was younger.
I've
But
I've gotten
now
more
I'm just like, I really just don't like you. Can you go away?
So, when I was like a teenager, was when I developed my fear of clowns. From that entire.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
The scare. Yeah.
like
The creepy clowns or whatever they're
yeah,
called.
like
They're
when
literally
they were
just-
going
yeah.
around.
Oh,
everything
and
like
standing
that.
on the side of the road?
Yeah, like just standing
I,
and like.
I
drive
ended up
through you if you're
developing a
doing
fear of
like,
that,
oh.
and
I'll
like,
drive right through.
but like
you.
I'm
Honestly,
also
I'm older than you, though. So, like, for me, I was like, if you're going to stand there and wave at me, I'm going to
Yeah.
drive through you. If
The
you
killer,
don't.
killer
like-
clowns.
Yeah,
That's what
I'm
it was
like,
called.
I'm
Like
not going to
now.
stop for a clown
Yeah,
on the
like
side of the
now.
road.
We've had like sightings at our school. That's why it freaked us the hell
Yeah.
out because it was
Yeah.
actually like a real world thing for us. Like
Yeah.
it was like people were really freaking doing
but like
that.
in nowadays, if a clown comes too close to me, I'm knocking him out.
Yeah.
Like, and no hesitation.
Yeah.
I might tell you. You might get like, hey, get away from me.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all you're gonna get.
So, like,
I don't play around with
my
clowns.
sisters love to take me to the haunted mansions that are themed around clowns. They're really good at that.
Oh yeah.
And it's terrifying. Now, granted, I'll do it because I know it's fake, but
Yeah.
it's still terrifying.
I
However,
will
there's
say
also
that.
a thing with clowns where I'm like, all right, I love Harley Quinn, so I mean, like, it's kind of a weird
say,
thing.
like,
you know?
I will say, still a fear and has always been snakes. Like, I used to own 3 snakes.
With these
Right?
snakes on
I
this
literally
tray.
used to have. I used to own 3 snakes. Me and Ashley in Virginia, and if I would have saw, and my 2 of them were white, literally white. If I was to see them outside of my front door, passing out. Passing out.
Snakes terrify me because they can. They come through your light fixtures. They come through your toilet.
Yeah, well. I just hate.
That's also why I won't go
I hate that there's a difference
to Australia.
between non-venomous and venomous, because I ain't playing around. If I see a snake, it's venomous in my eyes, and I'm out.
Yeah, but it's a little garden snake. No, bye.
I'm out. I'm
Come
gone.
pet my snake.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, like I won't like ever pick up a snake, but like if I see one, I'm just like I'm not like you guys. I'm just like, oh,
If
there's
it's
a snake.
if it's in an
Don't
enclosure,
don't jump on me.
Slithery
you
little
know?
snake.
if it's in an
Little
enclosure,
snake.
I love looking at snakes through glass.
Glass.
I like to go to zoos and
Yes.
see snakes that
When
can't
we go
get
to the
me.
Bronx Zoo, I love to go into the reptile house because I love looking at the different snakes that they have.
Mm-hmm.
But if there's an alert that goes out, a snake's on the loose.
Anaconda on
I'm
the loose.
gone. I'm out of the park by the time they're done announcing it. Like, I'm on a full sprint.
1, 2, 3 for Verlander, struck out 2.
Gotcha.
But, I mean, hey, any other fears for you guys? Are you
Clowns
still
really-
afraid of?
I
That
mean,
could
heights.
Think of. I mean, I use heights.
I used to be terrified of roller coasters.
I will say,
I can't go- I
never
can't go
really
roller
used to
coasters. I
be
can't.
scared of heights, but
I guess I'll say I'm scared of roller
I,
coasters. Yeah.
I am terrified of just looking down at straight, like
Abyss?
abyss.
Just a straight fall.
Just a
nothing.
straight
Nothing
fall.
to have you.
Terrified.
Nothing.
because,
Nothing more in front of you.
Because what goes on is it plays in my head,
Mm-hmm.
and it terrifies me.
Go ahead and jump.
Taking off and landing.
I will say landing.
Landing.
Taking
more,
off.
Landing
taking
more
off,
so.
It doesn't scare me, but it doesn't give me a
I-
good feeling. Landing, it's like, okay, you better land this fucking plane.
I am
nice and
that way.
smooth
I am
and
Not
that
as
way.
much.
safely.
I am
But
terrified
I'm
once
still
I'm in the air.
Yeah.
I'm fine when I'm in the air, but
Once
like
I'm up, once the wheels are off,
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, we're good. But you see
Literally.
me.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as we get into that, I'm like, all right, I got my cross in my
Yeah.
hand. I'm saying my little prayer.
Uh-huh.
We're in the air. I'm good.
Yeah.
And then as we start our descent, my cross is in my
Once,
hand. I'm saying my little prayer until
like
boots
it's
are
like
on
with
the
roller
ground.
coasters with me, where like that momentum of high speeds and you going up
Yeah.
or down and not
Yeah.
going straight, like it fricks me up. Like I almost pass out every time.
I just you could I'll bring it up to Ashley once we're done with the show, but even when we flew over to California, I was holding her hand while we were taking off, like, and descending is even worse.
Yeah, descending is worse.
Descending's
I like,
Because you'll get rough landings.
but like I can't.
Didn't we drop
like
like
I have
120
to.
feet or like
Yeah.
1,000 feet?
I have to
or-
literally like
Yeah, because
close
we
my eyes
came-
and literally just squeeze because I'm just terrified. I don't want to look. I don't want to see. I don't
That
wanna
happened to
nothing.
us. Like I almost like grabbed him because like the plane just dropped.
Yeah, because when we came back to New York, there
We-
was
it was
severe
just
weather.
Like
This was-
turbulence
yeah, it was
in
a-
the air. I'm the same way as descending.
Visibility was
Freak
not
out.
even a mile, so it's like
It just went.
and.
We may hit some turbulence. Boom.
Yeah,
And you're like, what?
We dropped like almost 1,000 feet.
Yeah,
basically.
but I mean, we picked right. You know, we were good, but like
Yeah,
it
we
was
were
just
good.
like one of those like.
I
I
remember my
Yeah.
fly back from California. There was bad weather. Like visibility was like 100 feet in the city, and like I'm looking out the window going like, do they know where we're going? Like, and they actually circled around the like Long Island area for like 45
minute,
minutes.
yeah.
Just so like that maybe the air will clear. I don't even know what they
Yeah.
were doing it for. Like maybe that, but like I'm like. Like I can't see anything. Like where are we gonna land?
That's also why I choose not to have the window seat anymore. I used to be window seat all the way, so I could put my head on the wall or whatever. I'm good.
I do like window seat because I like to
even
look out.
See, but
when
now
we're
I
in
like the
air.
aisle because I can put my
See,
foot in
agreed.
the aisle when they're not walking by.
Yes, exactly.
I see.
agree with
I'm
A little extra legroom.
I do still take the window seat, even though I'm terrible. Like I'm terrified of flying, but I would prefer to look out the window and enjoy a little landscape because it does pass the time a little bit.
And jet lag is the worst.
Oh yeah.
It sucks.
That's a good question though. Very good question.
Flying isn't great.
Would.
So, your final question here, my friend. Question number 9.
It's funny that I got this one. What is your favorite inside joke? Inside jokes are meant to be inside. However, dad jokes on the other hand, there's plenty.
What was the question again?
What is your favorite inside joke?
Okay, I mean like.
Oh, I believe that when my shit turned purple, it smell like rainbow sherbet.
It's better than clean with her, man. That's a good one.
That's probably the inside joke for me.
You got a poopy.
I make poop.
I make poopy.
That's good.
Y'all don't even know we're done. That's why it's an inside joke.
Yeah.
There are many.
Yeah.
There are many inside jokes that we could just say right now.
I don't have many inside jokes. I'll be
Okay.
honest. I have a lot of dad jokes though.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Give
You
us
do
your
have
favorite
a-
dad joke right now.
Yeah.
My favorite one off the top of my head is, and the Lord gave unto John eternal life. No, what was it? It was, come forth and you shall receive eternal life. But John came fifth and got a toaster. That one's one of my favorites. The one I used today for stream, because it's been like basically Transformers themed the last few, was what do you get when you cross a Transformer and a cow? Optimus Prime rib.
Nah, that's good. That's good.
So,
Well, hey, down to our final question, man.
Down to our final question, and then you.
It's time for the audience after that.
But first,
Question number 10.
is it upside down? No, it's not. NASCAR races have reached over 200 miles per hour. At what top speed could you safely complete a NASCAR course?
interesting. Now,
I'm going to say 120 miles an
like
hour.
us personally driving?
Yeah.
I could probably do it at that.
Yeah, I personally.
I've gone
never-
180, so I mean, I can easily go
I've
220.
I've
I've
gone
never-
up to 150, but
I could try 100
on a straightaway,
Yeah.
cool.
You
But
gotta
around
slow
some of
into
the
turns,
corners,
you know, you just...
on some of the corners, I ain't going more than.
I mean, yeah, you're off the
listen,
gas
50
pedal.
Well,
around
here, let's
a
premise
corner.
it this way: are we the only ones on the track? But it does say finish a NASCAR race.
Yeah.
So maybe I pick up the caboose.
Yeah. Right.
So maybe 150. But I mean,
Yeah.
I've been 180, so I mean, I feel like I could probably do
Yeah,
it.
but like controlling the car and.
You got to assume that we're in peak condition.
Okay, now I will say NASCAR is not so much F1, which I'm thinking of.
Speaking of, it is
it's
now.
more of a.
It is now.
just-
Did you not see NASCAR in?
I did.
Did
Yes,
you see
in
it?
Le Mans. I did see the Camaro compete in Le Mans and, perform really, really well. But it's really just a circle. So, honestly, I'll give it to you, and I'll probably say 150.
Yeah, I mean, you go straight, you go to whatever,
Yeah.
And then,
and then
you,
you're slowing into the turns
and then you
anyway.
maybe go
Yeah, like,
100.
I'm totally
maybe you
hovering
go
And they're
on the brake
long
on
turns. It's not like it's like a sharp
Yeah.
left. It's
Yeah,
it's a big loopy turn.
It's a,
You're tilted, so at least the road is guiding you to
yeah.
where you need
So
to
I mean,
go.
as long as you're not like,
some of those berms too are like 9 feet off the
Yeah.
ground, and it's like a huge slope. It's
so you
crazy.
can keep the momentum.
Yeah,
It's what keeps the moment.
But yeah,
Good question.
I would say I'd probably 150. And
yeah.
then
I would say I'd probably top out at 150
until I
honestly.
go and
Same.
do it, and then I pass out at 110 or
Yeah,
something.
right.
You know, like,
right?
Good question. Hey, but now it's time for you. Question number 11. Get them Twitter fingers ready as we get ready for the audience question. Drum roll, please.
if you were a pop figure, what would you look like and be wearing?
Pop figure.
So if you were a Funko Pop, what would you look like and what would you be wearing? That is an excellent question, actually, because you kind of encompasses your life. Like, what would you be?
yeah.
You know, would you be in your main getup, your work outfit? Is there a chase? Is there a Funko chase of you, or you're in your work outfit and then your chase is like your loungy clothes?
Okay.
Is it your football outfit? Is it your sports outfit? Is your baseball? You'd probably be a baseball uniform.
Yeah.
Yours is
my
a baseball uniform.
Yeah. Yeah, it would probably be a baseball uniform. It could be like my regular getup, like in a regular Funko. Could be like me, like I don't know, like with one of my like blank T-shirts, like a green one, and like my cargo shorts that I wear for work. Because I feel like usually if I'm working anywhere that doesn't really require a uniform, that's what I'm wearing, and out in public, and with a hat. And then like my Chase one would be baseball uniform, like full on baseball uniform with a bat.
I'll probably
Maybe
be the same
maybe
way.
in a ball in a hand.
I'd probably be the same way with the chase, with being in a baseball uniform or in like my gaming chair with my gamer advantage.
Yeah, with your
With my
yeah.
gamer advantage on.
That'd
I
be
usually
really
wear a hat, unless my hair's like super long, in which case I ditch the hat and I wear a headband. So it would probably. I mean, this is kind of what I get up in terms of gaming, but like that would probably be my chase. My regular outfit would probably be like If it's not my work outfit, it's probably like a pair of sweatpants and a hoodie with a hat.
So honestly,
You know, just like a loungy
That'd be
look.
cute, a
I
little-
don't
little
like.
hoodie.
I don't really like wearing jeans. I'm
Yeah,
a
me
shorts, sweatpants kind of
Yeah.
guy. Like if I wear jeans, sure. Like don't get me wrong, I clean up all right, but like, you know.
I do too, but like,
But like if you're asking me, hey, preferred, this is what you got to wear for the rest of your life. It's sweatpants or shorts.
yeah, like I'm wearing basketball shorts and like a
Yeah.
a dry fit
yeah.
t-shirt.
So I definitely say I would probably be wearing shorts as well, but my Funko Pop, I'd be wearing a Katsuki robe. Literally, quite literally this.
You'd be rocking the.
And I'd also have the, hidden leaf slashed. So yeah, absolutely on the
got
headband.
those jorts going.
Oh yeah,
Jolly's got those jorts, flip flops, and a branded hat.
his branded hat and the
I
black
love.
tee.
I
could
love,
absolutely.
I
see
love
that.
my Jolly branded hat. I do.
I did.
I like stealing
I
it
would.
sometimes when it comes out.
I would actually, honestly, kind of like one of them. Honestly, maybe even a sweatshirt.
I think Jolly needs merch. I think Jolly needs to do stand up.
Oh my
Honestly,
god!
I would love for him to do stand up, but I would also love for him to do kind of some
He needs some VAs.
D&D merch
Ooh.
Ooh,
For our campaign.
for our campaign.
Discord D&D.
Because I feel like I would love to wear even if it's just a circle and it says Discord D&D
Yeah.
with the dice in the background or
Like kind
whatever,
of like he had the logo for when we
and
did
then
the-
have
yeah.
Discord D&D on the back, but a little patch on the front. I would wear that every day.
I think Jolly would kill it for being comedian and then doing VAs. So I think what I would like to see Jolly do is for him to do VAs on TikTok, where he just takes a scene from any anime or show that he prefers and then does his version of the voices over it. Because he has such a range.
Yeah,
He's the man. He's my best friend.
And this is honestly, and this has come from someone in the campaign, so it might be, biased, but tune in, on Sundays when we do Discord D&D, because at Fat Jolly Guy on Twitch, because he'll be streaming it, didn't stream this past one because it was
had
the
that one going,
pilot, but you did on Slow Mo 21 on Twitch, but Jolly is just incredible
Pair of
at
strikeouts
filling voices for characters.
It's insane, and many voices, not just like the same
The
three voices.
widest of range.
Yeah, not just like the same three voices that he recycles through characters. Like,
Yeah.
hey, what are you doing over here? And then like the next
Dude.
character in another town is, hey, what are you doing over
Ganix's
here?
girlfriend.
We don't want to talk about the Ganix's girlfriend anymore.
Yes.
She turned into quite an
She turned into Oberyn.
She turned into Oberyn, and then we took the goodies.
Yes, we did, and that goodie did justice for me on the line.
Saved our butts, saved our bacon against
Big old dragon,
that big old dragon, Argonath,
Argonath.
Argonath.
Hell yeah,
And,
That's
uh,
and
that's
saved
a
Declan's
good-
booty cheeks.
That's a good question.
And Ashley said that she'd be wearing pajamas with a saucepan and some type of utensil.
That sounds about right. I can
Yeah.
see that. Where
Right.
she's kind of sitting there like this.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
with almost like a Charmy face on,
Oh my god.
like the drooling.
And like the starry like eyes. You know,
We should
like
work on those
side.
cosplays.
Probably,
Yeah.
probably.
I do have another one that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the Vegeta Badman.
Okay.
I'm gonna do the Vegeta Badman one.
No. But great question. Great questions for this wonderful segment of Ashley's outrageously random questions. But I don't want to do both. But I think that we should do
At least try one.
the pickle.
The pickle,
I think
yeah.
we should try the baseball pickle. And we're going to tune in here, and we're going to do the daily MLB play pickle, which is basically, if you've ever heard of Wordle before, it's where you guess the word. And, it gives you some green spaces or some yellow spaces if, that letter's right or in the right spot.
Excuse me.
So this is the MLB's portion of that. You have to guess their age, position, the league that they're in, team, and position that or the side that they throw and bat on. So It's a little interesting there. So, would you like to do the typing as we're gonna, end up going in there?
So, what do we?
Who's our starting? Who's our starting
I think we
guy?
started with Judge the other day when we tempted it. So why don't we go with one of today's aces?
Justin Verlander.
That's exactly what
Should
I
I
was
just put
going
in
to say.
like Verlander?
You could just type in VER, and I'm sure it'll pop up.
Verlander.
There he is.
Nice.
Yeah.
So a
just
little
click him.
Justin V.
All right.
And it is a righty, and he is a starting pitcher.
Starting
So
pitcher
we got a starter
from the U.S.
from the U.S.
and he throws a righty. He is in the NL.
He is in the NL, not in the NL East. Both a righty pitcher
Wainwright.
and hitter.
Wainwright. I agree. Adam Wainwright. I like that because the age is close. So
Yeah, it's an older pitcher.
older pitcher.
Could be Scherzer.
It could be
No,
Scherzer,
it's not-
but
it's
it
not-
would
it's not
be
Scherzer.
NL
It's not-
East.
it's
Because
not
NL
NL
East.
East, yeah.
You're correct.
So I also kind of like Kershaw.
He's a lefty.
He is a lefty.
Lefty.
He is a lefty. Absolutely right. I think Adam Wainwright is a great guess.
Yeah, honestly, you'd be hard pressed to tell me if
And
it'd be anybody
U.S.
else.
So, I mean, you
Yeah,
got a lot of
and
the...
US.
You check a lot of those boxes.
Honestly, we got a couple guesses here.
Is Johnny Cueto still in the National League? Is he still
I
playing?
think he's
Is
a
he still
Miami
playing?
Marlin.
Miami Marlins.
So it would be.
It would
is
be-
he
it would
42?
be
That
the
would
NL
be
East.
East.
It would be the
Is he
NL
42?
East.
I honestly,
is he still
I
in
think
San Fran?
I no,
Sure, he's not still in San Fran.
no. I'm almost positive.
Unless he's in the
MLB,
minors, but-
he was in MLB the Show. I'm almost positive his team was in the Marlins, but I think that this honestly might be Wainwright.
Yeah. Wainwright.
I mean,
41.
give it to me. Give it to me.
It's wow, like
Give it to me, baby.
Adam Wainwright,
Wow.
right on the gun.
Let's go.
Wow, it took only 2 guesses.
it took
That's-
only
yeah.
2 again. Shall we play another one?
We can't.
Well, we can do the football one.
We can do the football one. That one is unlimited. This, unfortunately, does not have an unlimited
You
mode.
are correct.
So, we can do a couple NFL ones if we would like to. We don't have to do many, but
We
it
could
is.
try NFL ones.
We could do.
I can't
why don't we
believe I
do
got
one
one
NFL one, huh? Because we're doing NFL Weddle easy mode. So, it's offensive guy,
So Weddle, why don't we go Waddle?
Jalen Waddle.
Imagine I get this on the first go around.
It's
Is it
Jay.
J-A-Y?
Yeah.
Jalen Watt right there.
Okay, so he's in the AFC. Not a wide receiver. Taller than 5'10", older than 24, and a
His
higher and a
lower number than
lower
17.
number than 17.
Okay.
So that kind of leads
He's in
me
the
to think.
AFC, but not in the East.
Kind of makes me lead to
A
think
quarterback.
tight end, not tight end, running back or quarterback.
Yeah.
Um,
Not a
in
wide
the
receiver.
AFC, why don't we go good old
Older than 24. That's the key. 'Cause not in
That
his first
is
2
the
years.
key. Patrick Mahomes. It's not going to be Patrick, but I think it's right to
Patrick, what's up, Ryan?
get him in there. in
Co-
the
quarterback.
AFC,
All
He's
right.
a quarterback.
in the quarterback.
In the West.
So,
In
he
the
is
West.
older.
Older.
It's okay. So I already know who it is.
Oh,
I already know who it is.
yeah.
Isn't it
Chef it up.
Russell?
Oh
No, it's not. He's younger than
nice.
34.
5'11".
He's
That's
5'11".
right. He's small.
Wow.
Who's still in the West?
Okay.
Wilson, Mahomes.
Now this is
Who's
going
to be in Oakland now? It's not
Jimmy
Matt Ryan.
Garoppolo?
Is he there now?
Derek Carr?
Derek
not there
Carr
anymore.
is
He's not
in
there
New
anymore,
Orleans.
He's not there anymore.
This should be updated.
So it's Chargers.
If it's Jimmy Carr, Jimmy
Herbert.
Garoppolo or Herbert.
Herbert.
Herbert?
But
Herbert.
Herbert is around 24.
Then it's
It might
Garop?
be. It's.
It could
if
be
it's
Garoppolo.
not
He's like 28
Garoppolo-
now.
If it's not Garoppolo, it's going to be a backup.
no. Then we're looking.
Yes. Garoppolo.
There he is.
It's
Oh!
Garoppolo!
You nailed it.
Look at that.
There you go.
All right. That was pretty good. You want to do another quick one?
We'll do one more quick one. We'll do
All
one
right.
more quick one, and then
What do you
we'll
got?
close out
You
tonight.
started off.
Start her off here.
All right, so this is all offense, right?
Position
Offense. So
players.
it's quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end.
That's it. All right, I'm gonna go with my boy here, Derrick Henry.
The king.
He's on Tennessee. He's
In
on
the
Tennessee.
AFC
He's
South.
not a running back.
Honestly,
Tannehill. Oh no, younger.
He is
Malik
smaller
Willis.
than 6'3",
Oh,
younger than 29, and
the young
22.
man,
Malik Willis?
Will Levis.
If it's not Malik and it's a quarterback,
Not a
Okay.
quarterback.
Hey.
Quarterback. He's 23 years old, so he's a youngin.
So he's young. So his second
okay,
year. He's
so
2
I
years
know
in.
who
A
it
year
is. At least I believe I know who it is.
I don't really know anybody else in Tennessee.
Traylon Burks.
in. Yeah, you would.
Burks.
You know better than I.
Traylon Burks. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen, if AP is correct once again. No, he is smaller than 6'2".
But it is a
has
wide
a higher
receiver.
number than 16. It is a receiver.
I am.
I'm totally
I am,
clueless. Totally clueless.
Who's the rookie? Didn't they just get? They didn't get Najigba, did they?
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
They didn't go wide
Higher
receiver.
number than 16. The number is higher than 16. 23 years old. Who's the receiving core?
Robert
right there?
Woods isn't on the team anymore.
No, he's older.
So it's like 18. Numbers 18 to 21.
Yeah, 17, 18, or
From what we know, it's
yeah,
between 18 and 21.
yeah. You're right. Sorry. Tennessee wide receiver. Chat. You got any ideas? Tennessee
Yeah,
wide
honestly.
receivers.
Tennessee wide receivers. Holy moly! The only one that I like really stands out and is notable to me is like Traylon Burks, because he's young. I just don't remember them drafting any other wide receivers because he would be around that age. So
Let's find out.
James Washington, maybe. I don't know if he's still on the team anymore. And but he's not even young. He's old. This has got to be like their number 3 guy
Yeah, something ridiculous.
or their number 4. So if it wasn't the Titans, because this is the team that I just
I have
don't pay
their
attention
receiving
to.
core, but I will not participate at this point. If you need help, I'll give you a hint.
I mean, I'm clueless.
No, well,
so
yeah,
it's
I'm definitely gonna need a hint.
Okay. Let's go with this guy. He looks like he was just drafted. This guy played for Florida and Maryland. He is 23, so it's probably this guy. And the number is higher than 19, so it's definitely this guy. He went to Escambia High School.
You said he went to
And he's
Maryland
5'11".
and Florida.
He went undrafted this year.
Oof.
Undrafted in 23, but he is a wide receiver on the Titans. It is this player.
Undrafted. I'm not gonna get him.
No way.
There's not a chance.
Jacob Copeland.
Jacob Copeland.
Copeland. What?
Yeah, Jacob.
Jacob, like that?
He's not even popping up.
He's not even
Not
popping
even
up.
popping up. So it may not be him.
Oh, this is number 19. He was 23 years old and he's 5'11",
Sorry.
which gets all
So
that. Okay,
honestly,
so let's go a different
that
route.
is going to be wrong because if it's in the yellow, it's within 2.
Oh, you already said Burks, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Burks is number 16. So
This guy's 24.
I'm guessing it's 14.
Not
maybe
11, too old. Who's this guy?
14, 15, 17, or 18.
17,
Boom.
18. I
This
don't.
feller. Number 18.
What college did he play for?
He played for UCLA and was first team all conference. He's 5'11", 190. He went to San Marcos High School. And he was born in Vegas. He's a tiny little guy.
What round was he drafted in?
I can look.
Of a draft?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
He was in the league last year. So in 22 he was playing. He had 62 return yards. Stats. Let's see what we got. He had 8 catches for 78 yards. This killing it. So basically, he played 1 game.
Honestly, I'm not gonna get this one.
Kyle Phillips.
Phillips.
Oh, there he is. Survey says.
Kyle
Oh my
Phillips.
god. 2 games played.
Wow.
100% wins, but like, not really.
Wow. We had to look that one up.
That was
But
a
hey,
stretch
Hey,
medal.
honestly, that was, first one. Fun.
Verlander's,
Good.
that was a great start,
Yes.
going with today. And then once they gave us the age,
Yeah.
I figured Wainwright was like the
Yeah.
money shot. And then clearly,
Yeah.
that's just not bad.
I mean, honestly, Garoppolo on the last one. This one was a little bit tougher.
This one was tough.
Weddle hard mode. Honestly, I kind of think is a little bit easier. But when they go and get those guys that are like
The nobodies.
sixth on,
You want
the
to try
rock-
one
sixth
before
on the
we?
No, it's okay.
No, we're good.
We're getting to our time limit anyway, as we
Yeah.
started a little bit late here today. But with that, I would like to thank all of you for coming and sticking along on this wonderful Wednesday night. It's not a Monday night.
Hump day.
Hump day. It's Wednesday, my dudes. Yes. But thank you all for sticking around. We appreciate y'all.
Thank you for having me, boys.
Remember, yeah, absolutely,
for
man.
being
Thank you
here.
for being here.
Anytime.
Absolutely. Any final words, guys? As I'm not going to be able to get up and say what I usually say because I'm in a little stuck position.
Take care. God bless. Be safe. Love each other.
Hey, go check him out on slowmo21 at twitch.com. He's going to be streaming, majority of the, week most
Yeah,
times.
that's it. I got one thing. Be kind. Rewind.
And since you're stuck.
You better be good!